Hey. Today's session is all about the commandments of course selling. It'll help you demystify all the things that course creators know, but sometimes the new people who are doing this for the first time don't. So let me just dive right in and kind of share these with you. There are quite a few. Firstly, you are the brand. People buy the teacher, not the course, especially in the early days when you're just a single teacher with a single course, right? Unless you're trying to build an academy or a school and things like that, then that's very, very different. But typically people are buying the teacher, not the course. Video on is like a super important thing because people want to interact, they want to feel like they're in a classroom, so you can't afford to be camera shy. Be yourself, right? This is a very important thing. Don't adopt some other accent, or if you've seen someone else be a certain way or teaching a course, don't try to emulate them. Just be yourself. Talk like how you would with a friend. It makes the delivery that much easier, and people also relate with you however it is. In fact, you don't actually have to use English if you're comfortable speaking dual languages, Hindi plus English, or a regional language or a foreign language, whatever it may be, right? As long as your audience speaks that tongue, right? So you just have to ensure that whatever you're using, you don't have to be the suavest, most the best orator that's there. You just have to relate with your students. You don't actually have to be a master at the topic, so don't look at someone else and say, hey man, there's so many people who are doing this amazing work, can I even teach this, right? And I think you can be. So you just have to be three steps ahead of your students. Someone who's just passed out of college can teach someone who's still in college, right? And that's all you have to kind of do. I mean, like 1 year behind you, is more than sufficient. You don't have to have achieved all the success in the world yet for to teach a course. You just need to be able to deliver and teach something that other people don't know yet very well. Bad video is forgivable, bad audio is not. That's very it's intuitive. It's all, people worry a lot about how it looks and feels and what my background is, all of that. But all you need to worry about is, can people hear you really well, right? Use an aid, slides, virtual whiteboards, whiteboard script, even including, let's say, a Zoom background screen if you wish, right? Whatever that slide is, whatever makes you comfortable, uh, use that. A few do's and don'ts. A lot of people assume selling a course is about information, right? Like, let's say, I'll teach you everything about a certain topic. Actually, what people want is transformation, right? That's what a student wants: transformation in the shortest period of time. um, Whether you should I do this pre-recorded, should I do this live, I think the best combination is a mix of both of them, where you were able to answer questions and kind of cause excitement in a live conversation, but the teaching itself is recorded because people do not absorb everything in a live session. They want to revisit it at a later point in time when they're choosing to apply. Try and make it not learn by watching but learn by doing, which means instead of just a daily class, you're doing a daily task, right? So you give a daily task. Some tips on getting people to sign up: instead of saying starts whenever you want, induce urgency with a start date. Instead of unlimited seats, you do a fixed number of seats. And instead of a fixed price, you try and do early bird, decreasing discounts, price increases, all of that kind of stuff, right? So do that. The What I have to introduce you now is the Comco funnel, or the community plus course funnel, right? So the Comco funnel basically says that you're trying to invite people into your community by doing potentially one free workshop, right? It could be a workshop, could be a webinar, etc. One free workshop, they join your community, and then once they're in your community, you have a lot more control over that audience and reaching them via email notifications, etc. And then you start introducing paid challenges and things like that. You can do small value paid for challenges, micro courses initially. You can increase it at a later point in time to level 2 programs, which are very deep dive and certification led or placement led. All of that is also possible. It's also possible that some of these people will say, hey, listen, you just seem to be an expert, can you solve this for me? Coaching, consulting, retainer, all of that stuff, right? So I think this is the overall strategy that we're going to be using. The exact strategy that you deploy will change depending on who you are and what you're doing. And what we are going to be focusing on is these paid challenges, which are micro courses, and enabling cross selling between them for this one. Yep. Catch you soon on the next session.